Hi,
You're a
I love
huge
you all.
Euphoria
Today we
fan.
have a,
Did
a
you close your eyes at
comedian
all during
here.
the scenes when
He
guys get their
uh
kicks
he
out?
sits in and
Going
takes
through much of
clips
one, I
of
would say I watched a lot.
certain
After your dry
athletes,
position from LSU,
and
the
then
Bengals or your
he asks
alternative
a funny
Tigers even linked
question,
each other
and
closely
it's
during the
funny. You can
draft.
just go check him out. You're gonna love it.
What's
But
this
then he
about
also does
football?
other serious things where he'll talk about what's going on in the football world and things of that nature.
Antonio,
So definitely
I
go
didn't know
check
you
him
could
out
groom
if you
us.
want to stay up to date
I
on
think you know,
football
it's
and
just
have a good laugh.
it just wasn't the
And subscribe.
right time for me.
Come on,
But
man.
yeah,
Y'all are playing. Just
All
subscribe.
of
It's
your
right there. It's
performances
free. Go
supported
ahead.
the team almost as much as Rachel Nichols has supported Jimmy.
I mean,
Do you see her in the locker room often?
I don't know. I mean, you'll see one thing then one day, something else the next day.
A high school QB just cashed in on an $8 million check. The NIL war is just getting started, and the loudest shot was fired last month when news broke that an unnamed five-star recruit inked a deal where one man can save the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he's not a man at all. He's a goddamn cat.
Welcome back to another episode of Important Miscellaneous Talks. I am your host, Glassfield Crossfield, and we are changing the world one podcast at a time. Our wonderful guest, please introduce yourself.
I'm Troy Robert. I make stupid YouTube videos and TikTok videos about football, sports, different kinds of things. Yeah, I guess
Give
that's
yourself
pretty
some
much it.
credit, man. They're not all stupid.
So some of them are a little more serious. I've been trying to do a little bit of both, but yeah, definitely a lot of sports content and more coming in the future.
What made you start making the kind of content that you do?
So it's actually kind of by mistake. Like I've tried a bunch of different things in the past. Like I had a sports newsletter. I tried to make videos like a long time ago in high school, and then my company that I used to work for, we started like experimenting on TikTok. And so I was in the marketing department. So I was like, what better way to figure out TikTok than to make one and, figure out how it works. So I started making those. I don't know if you watched my earlier stuff, but it was just voiceovers. So I started with just the voiceovers, and then I started doing pretty well. And I was like, oh, I can get the hang of this. And then like slowly, it started to take over. And I was like getting more into it. I was like, oh, I want to get a camera. I want to get a mic. I want to get all these things to make my videos better. But I guess early on, I've always wanted to create content. I just never knew what it would be. It just happened to be football. I guess football is kind of like my first love.
Got you. Well, what's your favorite football team?
The Vikings, unfortunately.
Well, I'm a Giants fan, so we're kind of going through it too.
That's okay. I like Giants fans. They understand pain like I do.
That's pretty funny. I don't think it's not as bad as being a Jets fan, but yeah, we definitely do understand pain.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Where do your ideas stem from? How do you go from an idea to the video?
Uh, so it used to be just like when I first started, just kind of just fooling around, just thinking something stupid. So for the interview videos specifically, I don't know if you ever saw, but Weird Al did like basically what I do in a lot of the videos to Eminem, like back in like 2000. And I remember watching that when I was a kid, and then I stumbled upon it one day, and I was like, oh, I was like, damn, that's a good idea. So I was like, how can I, spin that on mine? And then I did that, and that's kind of how I get a lot of ideas now. Is that like I'll see something that inspires me in a like maybe a different sector, like like I was just watching complex videos the other day. And I'm like really like the style of their videos, and then on like the genius videos, uh, I'll
Mm,
just see something I like, and I'm like, how can I take that and put my own spin on it and apply it to something that has to do with football or sports or something I'm interested in.
mm. Have you gotten any backlash or ridicule from your videos?
Uh, you know, Surprisingly, it's been like 99% positive. Um, I'd say I get the meanest comments on YouTube, surprisingly. Like YouTube, some of the YouTube comments are ruthless. Like it'll be weird. Like I have one specifically right now that it just hit like 1 million views last month. And I can see like the like dislike ratio. It's 98% likes, but like I'd say over half the comments are like negative. And I'm like, it doesn't even make sense. It's like it's a video with 1 million views, and it's got 98% likes, and then most of the comments are like saying something not mean at me, but like the subject was I was telling a story about a football player who got their eye taken out by a ref, and so
I did.
um, yeah. So a lot of people were saying that I was saying it was the ref's fault. It was an accident, but I mean, obviously, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know if you know this story, but he threw a flag, and back in the day, the flag used to be filled with BBs, and it hit the dude in the eye, blinded him, basically ruined his NFL career. But like obviously, I think it's not the ref's intention to blind him, but I was like, it's still his fault. Like just the same way that like if I hit you in a car accident, I didn't mean to hit you, but like at the end of the day, it's still my fault.
Yeah. They have BBs in the flag.
It doesn't even make sense, man. You just think it's like not just anyone with a brain would be like, that's a bad idea. And then they were also trained to like throw at, if I see you commit a penalty, I have to throw at where I saw the penalty. So eventually someone's going to get hit.
And this is the NFL.
Yeah, this was back in 1991. Actually, Orlando
Wow.
Brown. Yeah, Orlando Brown Sr., who is Orlando Brown Jr.'s dad, and he was like a pretty badass left tackle for the Browns. Got his eye taken out.
Wow. I'm thinking it's like the 1940s or 50s. This is not that long ago.
Yeah, it's not that long ago. I mean, yeah, when I think 1990, I think it's even less long ago. But then I realize it's like 30 years, which is still a long time.
Yeah. Have any celebrities reached out to you?
uh, my hero, Adrian Peterson, messaged me one day on Instagram and was like, keep making people laugh. And he followed me, and I was like, damn. I was like, that's cool. I don't know if you can see in the background, but I got a Wheaties box with Adrian Peterson on it. So like that's my all-time favorite player, being a Vikings fan. So yeah.
I see people. Have you ever eaten Wheaties before? Or is just I think it's collectibles for most people.
Yeah, Wheaties are not good, bro. They're not good. Nobody likes Wheaties. You get it. If it's someone you like on the box, that's when you get it. That's how they make their money. So I don't know anyone that likes Wheaties, like realistically.
I've never had Wheaties. Well, I always wanted a box though, but never eaten Wheaties. Well, what made you decide to start on TikTok?
The same reason, like I just got started when I was working for a company, so I was like a marketing manager. So I just wanted to know how the platform worked, and then I slowly just got addicted to making videos, got addicted to TikTok. Like just the platform itself is very addicting. And then once you start making videos and like you see people interacting with it, it's that in itself is addicting.
How long does it take you to edit, and how do you record your videos?
So, I mean, when I first started going on camera, it was really hard because I think people underestimate just how weird it is. Just like see yourself on camera, and then like you notice like all the weird facial expressions you make, and like how you're talking, how your hands are moving, all the different things. So when I first started, like I would start with a script. So like I script out a video. So for like the interview ones, I might watch an interview and then I like pick out 4 or 5 things that I'm like, oh, I could do something with this. And then I just write a script, and then I'll write maybe 4 or 5 different scripts, and I'll pick the one I like best and then film it. So early on, it'll probably take me, I don't know, anywhere from 3 or 4 hours to film. Now, realistically, if I have a script and I know what I'm about to do, it should only take me about an hour. And then editing things takes another few hours. So I'd say at most one full video just for the minute may take like up to 8 hours, maybe even more if it's like a really complicated one. And then if I'm like really on point, I don't have to do any more takes. I hit the script, everything. It may just take 3 or 4 hours.
So, how do you record? You record on your iPhone?
No, I have a camera. It's a Sony A6400.
Oh, nice, nice. So
Mm.
you're recording your camera, and then where do you edit it?
Premiere Pro. I used to edit on LumaFusion, which is like an iPad software, and then I just recently graduated a few months ago to Premiere Pro, just because if you're gonna edit videos, you might might as well use something that can expand and make your videos better. So I just need to learn it.
Got you. So you edit on a laptop, correct?
Yeah, on a laptop.
And then once you have the video, how do you post it to TikTok?
I send it to my phone and post it, and then from my phone, I post to like every platform. I post to YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I tried on Facebook, but then they cut down the videos to where it's like only 30 seconds, so I just stopped posting on there.
Hmm. So where would you like to take your career, your content creation career?
That's a good question. So I recently actually quit my job in January so I could do this full time. So right now I'm just working on ways to make this like a business basically so that I can, um, you know, hopefully in the football genre, whether that be just create content about it, or maybe even one day see myself being like a broadcaster, maybe get like an analyst job. But most definitely, I prefer to stay self-employed and be able to make the kind of videos I want. So yeah, I don't know if that answered your question the way you wanted it, but
Just kind of just keep going along this path and then kind of see where it goes, and hopefully it's football related.
yeah. Not even just football related, but I like making content in general. I really like fight sports. I guess that'd be like my second favorite. I like sports in general, but yeah, definitely my main passion has to be towards football.
Okay. What was the job you had in January?
I was a marketing manager for a supplement company. I was like their second employee, and I worked there for 4 years. So I watched it grow, and I was one of the first employees. And then,
Hmm.
yeah, just felt like the right time to go and see if I could do something because I'm 26 now. So I was like, what other time am I gonna have in life where I could just go try something, see if it works, and like I don't have a family to take care of, I don't have a mortgage, all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff.
You live in Minnesota?
No, I live in Austin, Texas. I'm actually from Las Vegas, and then my last job brought me out to Austin. So stayed here, and then how I became a Vikings fan is just because in Las Vegas you don't have a football team, and so I guess when I was like when I was like 5 or 6, I just chose the Vikings and stuck to it.
Gotcha. A lot of heartbreak, man. A lot of heartbreak. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
it's been some rough years. I mean, I try not to even get my hopes up anymore. I just try to go with the flow because once you get hope, the Vikings are just gonna drop you. So.
Yeah, I'm also a Mets fan too, so yeah, I know that feeling of just like we're doing well right now, but I just know like when things are going too well, something's off.
Yeah, exactly. And then you don't want to get too high at any point because just like I don't know what it is about the Vikings, but they're always like I think it would be honestly better if they were worse because then like I would have no
Right.
hope. But like every year it's like they get on a streak or they like start looking really good and then they go from like really good to really bad week to week. So part of me wishes that they were just like the Lions. I mean, obviously I don't wish I was the Lions, but like part of me fantasized about like, okay, what would it be like just to like not have any hope? And then, every year is a new year. You could be like, okay, 2 wins is a win for us. But now, like, I'm stuck with Kirk Cousins, and every year is 8-8, 8-9, whatever the schedule is now.
Man, oh man. No hope is better than any sliver of hope at all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, imagine if I gave you like $100 and I took it away, it would hurt a lot more. Because then if I met you today, you had no money,
Yeah.
because then you had it at the tip of your fingers.
Yeah, that the Mets do that to me too, where I think, every year is our year and then and you do we made a record last year the Mets we were in first place for the longest amount of time in MLB history without making the playoffs. Yeah, so
That sounds like a Viking stat, man. You might be a low key Vikings fan. You should try it out.
nah, nah. The accent in Minnesota is too ridiculous. I can't get along with it.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
They're Canadian, man. It's weird.
I mean, they sound a little Canadian up there.
They're not that far from Canada though.
Yeah, they're pretty close, so it makes sense that the accents are kind of interchangeable.
So who inspires you in your space, if anyone at all?
Uh, do you know who Frank Michael Smith is?
Yes, I do
Yeah.
actually. I think he dubbed my interview request, but yeah.
Uh, yeah, he's one of the first people that like that reached out to me and like gave me support and was like, "Hey, man, I like what you're doing." So I was a fan of him before, and then obviously I watched him grow. Uh, in the football space, there's been a few dudes that over the years that I've watched that just do film. I'm spacing on the names right now, but I think a lot of the people that I watch now are like people just not related to football. I used to watch used to watch Cody Ko a lot, and I don't know Noel Miller, and then I watch a lot of comedians like Tom Segura. Uh, yeah, I know I know that didn't answer your question. I'm just totally spaced on everybody
No,
that I
no, no,
used
no.
to watch.
I understand. Tom Segura sounds familiar. I know. Frank. He's good at what he does. That's why I want him on. But okay, maybe in the future.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, bro.
Nah, you're good. What when you're not making content, what are you doing?
Right now, I spend most of my day. I try to structure it kind of like a 9 to 5, where I'll wake up and then I'll write, and then I'll try to film something, and then basically like that. I just try to keep it like a normal job that I would have, with obviously a little bit more flexibility. And then I also like to volunteer and coach in my free time. Trying to coach football right now, and then I'm also coaching sports performance for kids that are like 10 to 14 at the local gym. That's like 2 minutes from me. But yeah,
Nice, man. Giving back.
yeah, I try to. I One of the things I wanted to do when I went self-employed was just do things with my time that I really enjoy. Just because, not that I didn't like my previous job, but I don't know. I've always wanted to be self-employed my entire life, and part of just working a desk job, to me at least, is just a little soul sucking. So I was like, I gotta, when I have the time, I gotta make good use of it.
What are some of the opportunities that have come your way so far through your content creation?
Like as far as like just making money or like sponsorship things, or like what kind of things?
Yeah, I mean they kind of go hand in hand. Sponsorships and things in that realm.
Yeah, I get the biggest one right now is I have a Snapchat show. So that's like, if people don't know, I don't think a lot of people know that Snapchat has shows. So I have a one episode a week that covers sports news, and I try to throw jokes in and just cover like things that are interesting. I try to take on an angle that other people aren't taking an angle on. So that's probably been the biggest, because for me at least, that's allowed me to make a little bit of money so I could just pay my rent. And then I also worked with Playmaker. I don't know if you know, follow them on Instagram or anything, but they're like a big sports brand. And then I've been making videos for them, and I just recently stopped working with them, but it was just an honor to be able to make videos for people and get paid for it. So
That's dope, man. Out of out of all the parodies that you've done, who would you actually like to interview in real life one day?
in real life, it has to be someone fun. Hmm. Stephon Diggs would be a good one. I mean, he's a former Viking. I feel like he has like a good personality. He'd be fun. I feel like he roll with the punches. I feel like some dudes, like if you know, try to make any jokes, seem like some of them are a little uptight, but he doesn't seem like one of them. Yeah, I think I picked Diggs, but above everybody.
Got you. What would you like to be remembered for?
Huh, damn, you got some good questions, man.
I thank you.
Remember for really, the reason why I think the one of the main reasons I started doing this is just so that people will just like have a reason to like not take themselves so seriously, a reason to distract themselves like from whatever problems they have going on in life. So I guess something I'd like to be remembered for is that I entertained people in a way that allowed them to escape whatever problems they may have, or maybe even if it's just get a laugh for the day, smile once.
Basically, a healthy distraction.
Yeah, a healthy distraction. That may change, as I don't know, who knows, maybe in 5 years I'll have a totally different answer. But for right now, I just want to do things that are entertaining, and that's like the main focus of my videos right now. I want to keep growing and expanding to the point where all my videos, like people walk away feeling something, whether it's like they learned something new, or they laughed, or whatever it may be.
How can someone become the next Troy Roberts?
I don't think anyone should aspire to be the next Troy
Not
Robert.
yet.
I haven't done anything quite yet that I would say would warrant that. But I would just say, if anyone wants to make content, just start. I get a lot of people that send me messages that are like, "Hey, I want to make videos," especially like kids. I feel like most of them that message me are like high school range age, and they always say like, "I have this, and this. I don't have a camera. I don't have a mic. What do I do?" And my answer is always the same, which is just to start, because you never know what you're gonna make, or even if you're gonna like it. Like, you should just try it, and that goes for any discipline. Like, whether even if it's not making videos, I just say just start today.
Got you. And my last question: if you could have dinner with five people, dead or alive, who would it be?
Whew, damn. Five, dead or alive. All right, Kanye is one. Elon Musk would be another.
You get Elon a lot.
Yeah, Elon would be a good one. This might be controversial today, but probably wasn't a few years ago. But Joe Rogan for sure. I just look up to like everything he's done, everything he's built. It should be an honor to talk to him. And I'm trying to think of people who I want to talk to who aren't alive. Muhammad Ali, that'd be a good one.
That's dope.
All right, I'm at 4 or 3.
That's four, I believe. You said Ali, Rogan, Elon Musk, and Kanye. Yeah, that's four.
Yeah. Huh. I'm gonna go another cliche one. I'm gonna go George Washington.
George Washington?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean the story of him like not wanting to be president anymore, like he just like he's the reason that we have 8 years as the max. He was just like they wanted him to be king, and he was just like, nah, he's like, I'm going to my farm. So I just want to pick his brain on that. Be like, how could you be like, yeah, I don't want to be king? Like if someone came to me and was like, you want to be king? I'd probably be like, ah, yeah, I can be king for a few years.
So, go to free trial to be king. So it was literally like he just decided to like call it quits after 8 years. Like ironically, like I mean coincidentally, like he just wanted to stop at eight.
No, so originally, before we even had a president, they were all like, everybody got together and were like, we want you to be our king. And he was like, no, he's like, we don't do kings. Like, that's what we just left. And so after that, he did his first 4 years. And then I think there was an election between there. And so that for each term was 4 years. And he did another 4 years. And then because he stepped down, like, that's the reason that we have the 8 year like cap limit. So just because he stepped down, everybody just decided, okay, 8 years is like a good amount of time for someone to be president. And so he kind of set that accidentally in a way.
Until we had one for 16.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hilarious. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It was great meeting you, bro.